Now always remember, due to the cautious nature of this particular strategy, it's called safety zone, it has a bias towards lowering your risk exposure. Therefore, if you turn this safety zone measure on, you can expect that your number of trades and your profit will be compromised. I'm going to extract 3 results based on 3 very different settings, right? And this result is run on an account that starts with capital of 10,000 US dollar, and it starts from January 2008 until current May 2009. So the 3 results are based on A, totally no safety zone; B, turn on only the yellow freezing zone; and C, turn on both yellow and the red close. And I take a snapshot of the balance and equity chart, and this is no safety zone. As I mentioned just now, this period of time is purposely selected because it cut across the most challenging period, that is during the financial crisis. You can see that your trading account that starts from 10,000, it trades and collect very decent profit until August 2008 all the way until October, very stressful, and you can see that this is where the stop loss has taken place. And of course, right after the recovery back in December, and of course the profit starts to accumulate again. Let's look at the other chart, that is for setting B, with only the yellow zone on. Over the same period of time, you can see that, hey, it looks a lot better. You can see that there are still some slight struggling. However, it balance out and carry on to perform and collect very decent profit. Later I will have a table to compare all the statistics of these 3 different settings. Let's take a look what will happen if we turn on both yellow and red. And this is how the red look like. Yellow freeze and red close on. The beginning of the trading looked pretty similar to all the other 3, and when there is a breach of red into the red zone that happened during the August-September period last year in 2008, the system dynamically determined that that is already a red zone, where it will then force close all outstanding orders so that it prevents any further exposure to unnecessary risk on your money. Now very quickly the system pick up and carry on the trading again. But this is also a few other 2 other area where the price has breached into the red zone, where the trading account suffer a little bit of cut loss. However, do take note that from the day you start in January 2008, start with an account of 10,000, it still come back with a decent close to 18,000. Let's look at the table comparison. Here, totally no safety feature. The number of trades, 343. Because of that major adjustment, without the safety zone, it collect only a 693 or about $700 of profit, net profit. At the worst point of time, which is the maximum temporary floating loss, not your real recognized loss but a floating loss, was 17,000. Now this is a good measure of your risk at the worst position. And once you turn on the yellow, you will realize that almost 20 to 30% of trades is being disallowed. Reason, because the price has breached into the yellow zone and the system disallow opening of further trades. So you can see that there is a drop of the number of trade size. Then let's look at the net profit. If you remember the chart, yellow only give you the best net profit return out of a 10,000 position from January until May 2009. So almost a $15,000 dollars of net profit. However, at the worst case maximum floating loss position, it was $13,500 of floating loss. So it carries a decent amount of risk, even though the chart looks okay. Right? It comes back at this almost 18,000 of net profit on top of your 10,000 capital. This is where a lot of drawdown, temporary floating loss. However, towards the end of the trading, all these are being even out. Let's look at the third settings, both yellow and red, which we mentioned that it is designed for low risk traders. Now you'll see that there is a slightly increased number of trades. Why? Because at the point of closing of red, then the system allow opening of new trades when the price rests in the green zone again. So therefore you can see a slight increase of number of trades compared to the yellow only, which freezes the trading. How about the net profit? Obviously, at a lower risk, it then has a compromised profit of 8,000. But look, 8,000 over a 10,000 capital, this is a good, decent 80% of return over shorter than 2 years of period. How about the maximum drawdown? Now in the worst case scenario, the maximum drawdown was 5,003 compared to the previous two settings. So therefore, this is a setting that we always encourage for those lower risk profile trader. Take note, this period of time from January 2008 to current is purposely chosen for this comparison because it consists the most challenging financial meltdown period. So going back to Scoreboard website, there are lots of videos that is being uploaded. You can always take a look under parameter and under optimizations. Revisit all these videos so that you are familiar with all the strategies. And that's it for this video workshop. Happy trading.